The bigger wheel is connected in the same axle as the smaller wheel, right? So for one rotation of this, if this has 100 T.
I'll take over. So, yeah, so what my mom is basically saying, that this is bigger, and this is about half the size. So now you're back, so you may notice that. So you pedal, and to make the bicycle faster, they made it half the size. So now when you pedal, well, you're actually going twice the speed you're pedaling at. Okay? That's what my mom's trying to say. Okay. Next slide, please.
You understood the concept, right? Hey, Kriti, explain the clock. Go. Bicycle and another one example is clock. Remember in olden days, you don't have the battery clock. We used to have the key clocks. You know what happens in the key? Last week you read about the music box, right? So the same concept, you key in, like make 24 or 30 rotations, key in. And then throughout the day, so that will unwind, right? So when that unwinds, you connect set of gears. For every 60 rotation, you change. For 60 seconds gear, like for every 60 seconds when it completes the T, the minute gear will move one T, okay? And then the same thing, the minute 60 will move the hour to 1. So that's how the clocks work. So that's the ancient clock. It's a wooden clock. You can see the stacking of gear, like when you are trying to use a smaller gear to make the same rotations and the bigger gear, you put it in the same axle. But then if you want to gear up or gear down, you put it next to each other, okay?
Thanks, Mom. Next slide, please.
No, sir.
Next slide, please. So we have some types of gear. Abby mentioned earlier the 40-tooth gear. That gear we connected to was a 12-tooth gear, apparently. So we have a lot of gears, and then some, you may notice there are some that have the same amount of teeth, but different shapes. That, in case you need, for example, different, if you need different, for example, if you have different uses for it, then you would use the different shapes with the same amount of teeth, okay? And then we have some more types of gears.
One second. Why do you think they some have holes and some have a cross section? Varun, why do you think some gears have holes and some gears have the cross section? What do you
Because
think?
there's different types of Legos where some of them have there's like a stick, and then some are like
An axle.
yeah, and then some are like the plus thing.
Yeah.
The long plus stick.
What? So why do you think what does the plus thing do?
It pretty much the plus thing pretty much moves the gear, but the stick one it just stays there for like a reference.
Exactly. So what you said is exactly perfectly right. So the axle, when you put it inside the plus, when you move the axle, the gear is going to move along with it. But then if you put the axle in the round, it kind of floats. Okay, it doesn't move the gear. The gear stays there, but the axle alone moves. So when you design your machines based on what you want, like especially when you want to mount it in the same axle, but you want that drive, it's not as a driver gear, but you want it as a idler gear, you would try to insert it in the round thing. Okay? Yes, Kriti, continue.
Okay. So we have some more types of gears here.
Karti.
There's only one of which I will be talking about, which is the one gear later, but...
What about the planetary gear? Kriti, why it is called planetary gear?
Well, the planetary gear. Well, yeah, that was the planetary gear. See the middle gear? Right in there. That never moves, and only the gears around it move. Kind of like our solar system. The gears around the middle gear are planets, and the gear in the middle that doesn't move is the sun.
So the gear is called planetary gear, but kind of as the name suggests, so when you want to design a system like the earth rotates, the moon has to rotate along with it. Okay, but then earth is rotating inside a stationary, around a stationary sun. So in that case, you will go for these specialized gears. Okay, where it it stays in the orbit. It is not going out of the place, but it stays in that its own boundary. Kati, you get up and you come and sit here. Yes, Kriti, continue.
And we need someone to control the slide. Okay. So next slide. A few images of some gears. One gear here. One of the more complicated gear trains. You'll notice that some gears are attached to other gears in front. And they can be different sizes attached in front. We'll talk right after that. Some different types of gears. Next slide, please.
So this particular 2x1, this is to slow down, okay? You don't want zillions of 8 teeth, 7 teeth, 12, 20 teeth and all that, okay? And then this is transmission, this is for when you're designing cars and all. So you want the transcriptional gear, you mount 3 gears, sectional gears these are, okay? And then this is the turntable gear. It comes when you design complex systems, like when you want to design a forklift, crane, mine storms, so those kind of things. These are all specialized Lego gears. You don't have to know about this. As long as you understand the basic Lego gear concept or regular gear concept, you'll be able to design systems.
Some facts about gears. Smaller gear usually rotates faster than the larger one. Larger gears typically have more teeth than smaller ones. And the number of teeth is the reason the smaller gear rotates faster. Because so imagine each tooth goes 1, 1, 1. So when you rotate the gear, there's 1, 1, 1, 1. But the smaller gear goes through all its teeth to go through one rotation faster for the larger gear. So that's why gearing up works. Yeah, that's just a quick explanation. But the larger one needs more effort than the smaller one because it's bigger, and that's torque.
See, if you have a small gear, you can just rotate it. But then if you have a big wheel, it takes a lot of effort to rotate it, right? So that's what he's trying to say.
And then gear direction, what I was talking about earlier. You can keep the driver gear, if the driver gear rotates clockwise, the follower gear rotates anti-clockwise, but you can change this with, of course, an idler gear. Gear revolution. Number of revolution equals number of gear teeth in follower gear divided by the number of gear teeth in the driver gear. I'm pretty sure it's driver gear divided by gear teeth. And if it's a decimal, well, yeah, whichever bigger is divided.
You don't have to understand the gear math, okay? As long as you understand.
You don't quite have to.
Hey, take that Christmas toy shop. So to explain the idea here, Kriti, yeah, show them closely. Yes.
That's all it does.
So this is a good example of the direction anti-clockwise and clockwise. So in order to make this sliding door, the sliding door has to rotate in different direction, okay? If you want to come it close, this one has to rotate clockwise, this one has to rotate anti-clockwise. Then only they will move closer and go apart. If both of them is rotating in the same direction, the door will be going to one side or the other side. So how to achieve that? In the back, he has added 4 gears. Okay, 2 of them will be idler, just to balance the gear placement. Because if you have the gear in the last, nice critique. This is the second time you did this.
No, you didn't do anything.
Arun.
You're just standing by it.
Arun.
I'm just standing.
That latest matter.
You didn't play with it?
We didn't.
Leg is broken actually.
Continue.
Wait, the leg's broken?
Yeah, my leg is different. What happened to mine? So sorry about that, and some of our things are broken. Let's see if we can fix it in time.
Okay, you continue your
We
class.
need it, but so now I need someone to control it again. Go back.
I do Google.
I'm gonna raise his hand first. Which was you?
Oh, I have a Chrome.
Okay.